I want to end this week with something a little different. Not a build, not a checklist, but a question. When you design your game, you made a lot of assumptions about the player. What device they're using, how fast they can react, whether they can hear, whether they can read small text, whether the color choices you made look the same to them as they do to you. Most of these assumptions are invisible. You didn't make them deliberately. You just didn't make the opposite assumption either. That's what bias in design looks like. Not malice, just absence of consideration. Let's make this specific. Here are some assumptions that show up constantly in student projects and even in professional ones. The player can hear the game, so audio-only danger clues are fine. The player has 2 functional hands and standard dexterity, so hold and press controls are fine. The player can distinguish red from green, so red-green health systems is fine. The player can read 12-point text on a screen, so small UI labels are fine. The player will play in a quiet room with the screen in front of them, so no situational adjustments needed. None of these are unreasonable starting assumptions. The problem is when they stay invisible, when no one ever asks, what if this assumption is wrong? That question is design empathy. It's not about being perfect, it's about being deliberate. When we don't question our assumptions, specific groups of people get excluded. Not because we decided to exclude them, because we didn't decide to include them. Players with color vision deficiency, players with hearing loss, players with motor impairments, older players whose reaction time has changed, players on low-end hardware where the game runs slower, players who learned on a different control scheme than you did. These aren't edge cases. Color vision deficiency alone affects hundreds of millions of people worldwide. Combined, the population of players who benefit from accessibility features is enormous, and largely invisible to developers who aren't looking for them. You can't design for everyone simultaneously, but you can notice when your defaults are narrower than they need to be, and ask whether that narrowness serves the game or just reflects your own experience. Look, I'm not asking you to solve accessibility. Professional studios with dedicated teams and significant budgets don't fully solve it either. This is an ongoing practice, not a checkbox. What I am asking is that you build the habit of asking the question. When you make a design decision, a color choice, a control scheme, a difficulty curve, font size, etc., ask, who does this work for? Who does this assume? And who might this leave out? You won't always have the time or resources to fix what you find, but noticing it is the first step. And noticing it consistently, project after project, is how you become a developer who builds things more people can actually use. Accessibility is a direction, not a destination. Keep moving towards it. This has been a different kind of week. Less code, more consideration, but I think the habit you're building here, asking who your design works for, will shape every project you build going forward, more than any specific Godot feature. Your assignment this week, implement one accessibility improvement in your project. Document why you chose it and what barrier does it address. And reflect briefly on one assumption in your game you hadn't noticed before this week. That's it. One change, one reflection. And I'll see you next week. This video came straight out of a game dev course I teach. If you liked it and want more, hit subscribe. I post new videos almost every week. The almost is doing a lot of work there, but I always show up eventually.